Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another Plan With Me video. This one is kind of a different pace from my usual videos, mostly because I was really honing in on projects, deadlines, and tying up loose ends with work. So I kind of went for more of a minimal pen spread rather than using a lot of fun stickers to mark fun things that happen, because not a lot of fun things happened this week. I did manage to use some of the Lunar New Year deco stickers from my shop because it is the year of the dragon, which is my year. I was born in the year 2000. And I don't have a Lunar New Year washi tape in my shop. In fact, I just don't really have any bright red washi tapes except for a Christmas one that I did like 3 or 4 years ago. So I ended up using the Sunset Shimmer 2.0 washi tape, which you will see later. And that reminds me that I really do want to make some sort of Lunar New Year washi tape in time for next year. Anyways, again, this spread is a little bit different from usual because I used a few stickers, mostly the tiny icons, and also a few emoji heads and regular emojis here and there, but the majority is just with my fountain pen. And this actually kind of inspired a little thought, I would say. I have been thinking a lot about planner stickers lately, and I run a sticker business, so obviously I have some bias there, but I do think that I am able to kind of take a step back and form an opinion, just because I started in the planner community just as someone who used a planner, and I feel like even if I didn't have a sticker business, I would still be using my planner with stickers. But yeah, anyways, I was just thinking how amazing it is that the planner community is so diverse with how things like stationery are used. And I think with any hobby, there is kind of this range. So on one end, there are those who engage in a hobby just for purely functional reasons, and they might not even see it as a hobby. Like, for example, someone who buys a planner and just uses it because they need help remembering stuff, and that is all. And then I think on the other side, there are those people who collect things, maybe buy one of everything that they don't necessarily need to use, but it makes them happy. And then there are those people in the middle who might, for example, plan for functional reasons, but also like purchasing a lot of extra stationery just because, again, it makes them happy. And I was reading, I think, on a fountain pen forum, so not exactly related to planner stickers, but it's, adjacent because it's stationery. But someone was talking about how you don't necessarily have to understand or agree with why someone does something, like, for example, collect one of every TWSBI fountain pen color. So you don't necessarily have to understand why they do that or necessarily agree with collecting one of every color, but it's also, possible to recognize that it makes this person happy and it's pretty cool and move on with your life. And I came across this comment a long time ago, but I think it has really stuck with me because nowadays when I scroll through Instagram or Facebook and I see a planner spread that doesn't necessarily align with my tastes or the way I do things, I think I'm still able to appreciate how cool it is. And I also noticed that a lot of times it kind of plants a seed in my brain, and in the future, one way or another, I take inspiration from it and I incorporate it into my own style. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, there's really no point to all of that chatter. I was just thinking about planner stickers as one does. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about my actual spread. I started off on the sidebar with the work tracker. This is just where I plot my work hours every day. For no particular reason, it's something fun to do. And then I also started habit tracking once again as of last week. and I basically picked out 4 of these tiny icons for my shop, and you will see later on in the video, but every time I successfully do a habit, I cross it off. The top one is for working out. The middle 2 I do not talk about, and then the last one is for engaging in any hobby, just because I am trying to do things every day that makes me happy. Yeah, let's leave it at that. And then for the rest of the week, I am just doing a little bit of time blocking by drawing a straight line and then capping it off with a little dot. For this week, I didn't write a lot about what I was doing for each work block. Like, for example, I had a block for designing, but I didn't write exactly what I was designing just because I went pretty in depth in my to-do list in the daily section, so I didn't find that it was necessary. What are some fun updates for this week? I did a lot of reading. I also ended up making 2 batches of brownies. One batch was regular brownies, just with like butter, sugar, eggs, stuff like that. And then I also made a version that was like no added sugar, but it was like sweetened with dates. So in my family and my friend group, I'm always the one who does the weird stuff. I wouldn't say in general that I'm a picky eater, but I don't like the taste of meat and I don't like the taste of dairy. So I tend to do really weird stuff. Like, for example, tahini cookies, or for example, date brownies. So again, in my circle, I'm kind of the weird one, but everyone who I have given these date brownies to, they always preferred it over my regular brownies. So I think that says something. Anyways, I just made 2 batches because I wanted to give a batch to my friend, and then another batch my parents were taking over to my sister for Lunar New Year celebration, which was on Friday and Saturday. My parents ended up making some dumplings, which is pretty traditional in Chinese culture, so that was lovely. It's quite laborious, I would say, so it's not something that we do often, so that was a really nice treat. And then just because we typically do new releases on Saturdays, our new release ended up being on a Saturday, so I was pretty much wrapped up in that. And oh yeah, another reason why I was busy this week was because I was preparing for new releases. But yeah, I think that is basically my week. Quite uneventful, but I think that's pretty normal. So anyways, I hope you had a wonderful day. Happy Lunar New Year to everyone, and I will see you next week. Bye!